Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, we're going to be talking about Mercury in the second house in the natal chart. Now, first off, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the Mercury placements in the houses, and they were a little bit concise, and some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do is make another series on them, in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So first thing up, well, Mercury naturally is connected with our communications. So Mercury in second house, it's comparable. Well, first one it's comparable to Mercury in Taurus, but of course you've got to blend in the zodiac sign. Now, when you have Mercury, in the second house, Mercury being again connected with communication. Communication can be very methodical, deliberate, and maybe somewhat slow. Um, Peaceful. It could be where the communication may often be pertaining to one's values, one's monetary situation, financial situation, their possessions. People with this placement, we talk about resources and the things they value, and also latent talents and ability. Now, if somebody has Mercury in the zodiac sign Cancer in the second house, as an example, the person may talk about there may be certain abilities associated with cooking, culinary, restaurant work, real estate, doing interior decoration, things in the home. Um, it could be, some kind of, decoration. Um, you know, People may be involved in home renovation or remodeling as some examples. Now, another thing about Mercury is that it's associated with the assimilation of information. And when you have Mercury positive in the second house in the natal chart, the assimilation of information may be done again in a very deliberate, methodical, systematic manner. It may be done, in a way that's very persistent as well, and the person may often really, strive hard to get the information they need. I have Mercury in the second house in my natal chart, and a lot of this, really resonates with me. A lot of times I'll find myself, working persistently to get that information I need. I think some of that's attributed to me having a Taurus ascendant as well. But anyway, also to the person, with displacement may also people with displacement may also be assimilating information to make money, because the person may often want to formulate, ideas and plans to generate money. It could be assimilating information on buying and selling, trying to find the value of certain items, such as going online, looking, trying to determine, ascertain values of things in general, whether it could be one's home or car, or things in general, collectibles, the person they want to sell. Now, Mercury in astrology is also associated with analysis. So again, having Mercury positive in the second house, analysis may be done again in that methodical, deliberate, systematic, a slower manner, than most other people. Another thing is where the person may often analyze their possessions and whether it's something that they need. The value of them is another example. And it's also the person may be involved in often analyzing, their self-worth, their self-esteem, how one feels about oneself, and trying to understand that, like say, such as what makes the person have better self-esteem, or what can be done to enhance it, or why is my self-worth diminished, as some examples. And it's also, matters connected with, buying and selling as well. And the thing about this, when you're looking at, just this placement, it's also, the second house is also connected with the death of the significant other. So the person may find his or herself, often analyzing, why this happened, you know, often thinking about those matters, especially if there's some mystery, surrounding, that person's death. The thing is, another thing about Mercury in astrology, it's associated with siblings, cousins, and neighbors. So having a Mercury in the second house in your natal chart, this is where, those connections can be very, stable. These people may be somewhat stubborn and obstinate as well, because remember the second house does correspond with the zodiac sign Taurus. These people may be steadfast, again, loyal, persistent, calm, people that might be play an integral role in your monetary situation, your possessions, your resources. It could also be, those people may be instrumental in you as far as the development of latent talents and abilities as well. And also matters pertaining to values and your, buying and selling your self-worth as some examples. Now, Mercury is also connected with short journeys. So, Mercury being posited in the second house, well, those short journeys may be done, may be very, stable, they're steady, they're consistent in many cases. They may often be taken with matters pertaining to buying and selling. I remember taking a short, for example, I remember when I was very young, I was taking, as you could say, it was a short journey to a local, stationery store to sell some comic books as an example. And it's interesting because my Mercury is in Cancer, and Cancer is things that are nostalgic. They may have been some kind of nostalgia or sentimental value to me at the time, but I decided to sell them anyway. But anyway, short journeys may often be done, or may be valued strongly, may be very persistent. It may play a role in developing latent talents and abilities. It could also be for monetary reasons, often to generate income, to acquire material possessions. And also, too, when you look at Mercury in astrology is also connected. It's with driving and vehicles, and when you have Mercury in the second house, you know, maybe people are interested in the Ford Taurus car. I'm being flippant with that. I'm only joking. But the thing is, it's really, people may be more economical that have this placement regarding their driving, taking trips that are safe, and also very, deliberate in these matters. It could be more plotting in matters pertaining to short journeys than the average person. And, it's also, in terms of their, or as far as their driving goes, I should say. And the cars, the person may again, be interested in getting cars that are affordable. It could be a vehicle that one they plan on buying and then trying to, basically spruce up or rebuild as an example, and then sell it at a higher price, because remember the second house is connected with buying and selling. And a person may buy a vehicle which they feel is safe and is going to give them, that peace of mind. It might be something that's very affordable, but will be durable and enduring as well, as some examples. Now, Mercury in astrology is also associated with our early education. So with Mercury positive in the second house, one's early education may have been one in which they were expressed a lot of loyalty, steadfastness. There may be some courses that were taken with economics. Maybe there was the person during their early education may have really valued this strongly. It may have been, something where the person was even maybe making money during this time of their life, such as paper route as an example. Something that, it could have been where latent talents and abilities may have been developed during this time of the person's life. And another thing about, Mercury in the second house, Mercury, of course, is connected with our rational thinking. So when you have Mercury posited in the second house in your natal chart, well, rational thinking may, have been tied into, just having, general, stability in one's life and peace. And it's something that may have been strongly valued in rational thinking, may figure prominently in one's self-worth, self-esteem, and how one, feels about oneself. And this could be, I would say, a stable placement for Mercury, because the second house is the house that corresponds with the zodiac sign, Taurus. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.